Statistically speaking, about half of you will not finish this video. Even though you clicked on it because you want to spend less time on your phone, you're probably already thinking about, is this video worth watching to the end? You're thinking about scrolling, clicking away to something else, opening up your phone if you're watching it on your laptop. And that's because we have slowly been trained to lose our attention span. Not only that, to live a large portion of our lives based off other people. And I've fallen into this trap way too often of not actually living in the real world, but letting especially my phone and other things just completely control my life, spending hours every day, either trying to feel productive or just like escaping reality. In this video, I kind of wanted to share how I have shifted away from doom scrolling and keeping up with the news and following other people into actually improving my life. So if you're actually interested in stopping doom scrolling and improving your life, then maybe watch through the entire video and don't be part of the 50%.
Doom scrolling. Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling?
I have been a doom scroller since doom scrolling came into existence.
Are we all doomed to keep scrolling?
This is checkmate.
So before I get into what I actually did to kind of stop this doom scrolling addiction, there's a few mindset shifts that needed to happen first. The first off was realizing that I just can't keep up with stuff because everybody that you follow, whether it's long form, short form, Instagram, TikTok, podcast, YouTube, they're always gonna have more stuff than you should watch. You should watch every one of my videos. You shouldn't see every post that somebody makes. And a lot of times we get in this kind of productive mindset of like, I need to keep up with this because then I'm behind. And then if I'm behind, I'll have to binge watch a lot of stuff to catch up. And if you do that with multiple people, that could be hours of your day or week that you're spending just keeping up with whatever somebody else is posting. And for the most part, well, content is great and you can get a lot of good ideas that can hopefully improve your life. Unless you're taking action on those ideas, it will be completely worthless. Like even if you follow through to the end of this video and you didn't change, you didn't stop doom scrolling, then you just wasted 10 minutes of your life. So the first thing I had to realize was one, I couldn't keep up with everybody. And then two, having a bigger why or something that I'm chasing to stop that addiction. Because even though most of us want to stop, we want to spend less time, we want to spend more time in the real world, we'd like to have more money, enjoy our vacations more, spend more time with our loved ones, there's a thing that's keeping you from doing that. And even though you want to stop, you can't. But for me, the only way I can, kind of trick myself to change my behavior is to have a bigger why than the thing that I'm replacing that thing with. So just taking a minute to find out what your why is for making any change in your life is going to help some of those habits stick. Is it that you're unhappy right now and you need to make a change? Is it that you would like to start that business that you've never actually started? Is it that you'd like to spend more time with your family? What is that why for you? I'm actually curious, let me know. So I don't really like giving advice, so I'm just sharing what has worked for me. And that is to create more than I consume. For a lot of you, you're probably not creators right now, and that's okay. I'm not telling you to like become a YouTuber or anything, but I want to give like 4 examples of things that you can create that will actually improve your life, whether you want to be an influencer, content creator or not, and how they have helped my life and kind of replace this bad habit with one that like generally made my life better. Share your knowledge. Everybody has something that they obsess about. For me, when I started, posting stuff on the internet and consuming a lot less in turn, I was just sharing something that I was super excited about, which was, financial independence and the FIRE movement and saving money, all that type of stuff. But everybody has an unfair advantage. Everybody has something that they obsess about. Maybe it's like murder mysteries or Friends.
You are really good at that.
Or painting pictures or dogs.
Are you the boss dog?
On my vein, like minimalism, saving money. If you pick a topic that you are extremely passionate about, that you can't shut up about to your friends, and you start sharing it with other people who are just as excited about it as you, it'll become a place that you can not only, find some passion and excitement because you're talking about what you love, but you can find a community, even if it's a small one, of other people who are just as excited about that thing as you. Whether that's writing a blog, starting, an Instagram or a YouTube channel, it's not as hard as people think to actually just start posting. In fact, if you're thinking about starting YouTube, I did make a 7-day free course on like how to get started on YouTube. Everybody kind of thinks it's super complex, but really no matter what you pick, don't think about the channel name, don't think about the art, don't think about anything, just post consistently and get better that way instead of overanalyzing for 6 months and then never actually taking action because you think about it and then you didn't really do it, but you couldn't get the right name. And it's all this stuff. I see it over and over and over again. People who are excited and passionate about what they're sharing, what they're creating are some of the happiest people that I know because they get to talk about what they love every single day. Even if nobody's listening, they get to focus on their passion and putting stuff into the world of value to themselves and to other people. Let's talk about number 2, sell your skill. So I just talked about sharing things that you're excited about, but how much better would it be if you could share those things that you absolutely love and make money about it? Now, this is an extremely hard hurdle to get over for a lot of people because most people don't think that they have anything worth sharing, but in reality, you know more about something, I would guess, than 90% of other people. In fact, if you read a couple books on one subject, you're probably better equipped to talk about that subject than probably 90% of people that are posting. So you can actually, within a couple of months, really hone in on what your value is that you're adding to people and get paid to do it. Whether that's writing an ebook, whether it's posting on social media, making YouTube, blog, if you can create something of value, money will find you. For instance, there's this ebook called Refactoring UI. It's a simple book that shares design tips and tricks aimed for designers. The author pretty much just repackaged knowledge that they already had. And back in 2020, the sales had surpassed $1 million just from this ebook. In fact, according to Twitter, it was $2.3 million. Just one author making one thing and then marketing it. Now, I don't think most of us are gonna make, that type of money, but even if we, got to maybe 1% of that over the next couple years, that's not too bad. In fact, I know a lot of smaller creators who, even though they don't have a large audience, maybe they've been going for a couple years and they have, 5,000 to 10,000 subscribers, they're making 6-figure salaries just because they have a product and a targeted audience that they're talking to about that product. So if you can find that community of people who are obsessed about the same thing you are obsessed about and then offer them something super valuable, most people would pay for that because they want valuable stuff. They want to learn things as quickly as possible. And if you can help them with that, it's valuable. So now instead of scrolling on your phone every night, you can read books about things that you're interested in and write things down. But you know what? Even if YouTube is not your thing, there are so many other businesses that you can start online. I'm going to try to do a whole video on just different online businesses that I've either started or I know other people who have started, but I want to give you a few examples just as inspiration. There's this channel called My Wife Quit Her Job, where this guy shared how his wife was able to quit her job by creating an e-commerce store selling handkerchiefs online. Then there's this other guy called Howler Online, I don't know, where this guy used to post tech products on Instagram and people were always asking him where he bought this stuff. And so after, he created a little bit of a following, he actually started an e-commerce store called UXL. Although creating a store, whether you're using, Shopify or whatever else, is not the hard part. The hard part is marketing whatever you have. And that's why I come back to creating as such a lead funnel for anything that you're thinking about doing. If you can learn how to create and sell yourself and your ideas, once you provide enough value by talking about the stuff that you love to an audience, it'll be much easier for you to actually make sales on those things. Let's talk about the last option, which is to find something that you love to do for work and really obsess and learn a new skill. Now, I think most people feel like they're capped on how much they can earn. They don't have time or energy to do other stuff. So if you can find a way to make money doing something that you love or something that you kind of like, that could be a great use of that time that you're normally spend just scrolling in bed. If you can work on your copywriting skills, if that's something you want to do, there's tons of YouTube channels and websites that talk about that stuff for free that you can learn. Or maybe you want to learn website development. There are some no code tools such as Webflow and Framer, and you can just watch tutorials on how to use those. Or maybe you've always wanted to create a mobile app. There's tools that you can use to do that without knowing how to code, like Flutterflow and Adola, Thunkable, and others. Again, with any of these high value skills, you can find tutorials on how to do them and watch those instead of just wasting your life endlessly scrolling for more and more stuff. You could also just stop. This is something that I have to do from time to time when my scrolling gets out of control, and even when I'm trying to create more than I consume, sometimes it still happens. And in times like that, I literally just have to put my phone in another room for most of the day. Put on grayscale mode, I'll lock it in a cookie jar. I'll get creative with just stopping living in this digital world and really trying to go back to doing something that is actually living. For me, I feel most alive when I'm doing a cold plunge, when I'm in the sauna, when I'm going for a walk, when I'm playing with my daughter, working out, or You know, for me, the thing that excites me the most is making content, actually shooting something, actually creating and forming this idea that's in my head and putting it out into the world. That's when I actually feel alive. So hopefully this helps. If you are thinking about starting YouTube, again, I do have a 7-day free course down below. You can check that out. I'm also launching a community that I'm involved with, helping small creators kind of like grow and expand their reach and just get better at making videos. You can check out that as well. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe because, you know, YouTube stuff.